Do you want to suffer with your friends in the name of being social? No? Then this game is for you. Mandatory Fun is the game where you compete with friends to complete the most silly and embarrassing actions in front of everyone, scoring the most points and winning the game. Begin the game by separating the cards by the color of their backs. There should be green, yellow, red, and dark red piles with 25 cards each. You should place these piles on the table. There will also be 4 cards that have a golden back. These are for reference during the game. Pass them out to players. On each turn, you should start by playing a magic or attack card if you choose, drawing a card from any pile unless you're otherwise instructed by a card, and if you get an action card, you either have to do the action and get the points or play a panic card to get out of it. If it's not an action card, you can just put the card in your hand. Whoever got everyone to agree to play this game, good for you. You can go first. Our friends will now demonstrate a few turns of the game. We start with Bob, who chooses to pick from the hard pile. The cards are sorted into easy, medium, hard, and extra hard piles based on the color of their backs. He gets an attack card, which is a card you play on other players. Since he's already drawn a card, he can't play it this turn, so he has to keep it in his hand until he can play it. We'll fast forward to then. On his next turn, when he can play it, before he picks up, he's in the part of his turn where he can play attack or magic cards. He plays the attack card on Sparkle Muffin by placing it in front of them. As a note, Bob could have chosen to play a magic card at this time, and the only difference would have been that he would have played it into the discard pile, not in front of someone, unless the card says otherwise. Bob is now in the draw phase of his turn. He picks again from the hard pile, and this time gets an action card, which is denoted with this symbol. Action cards have an action and a point value on them. You can either do the action and earn the points, which you need to win the game, or use a panic card from your hand to avoid the action. Bob chooses to skip the action, so he places the action card along with a skip card in the discard pile. Bob's turn is now over. Sparkle Muffin now appears as it is their turn. Because the attack card that Bob played on them says that an imaginary turtle will appear and cover the easy and medium piles, a turtle appears and covers those piles, forcing Sparkle Muffin to pick from the 2 hardest piles. They choose to pick from the extra hard pile, also drawing an action card. Sparkle Muffin's action card tells them to sing a song, so Sparkle Muffin really goes for it and belts out their favorite song. The audio has been muted here due to copyright issues. Now that Sparkle Muffin has completed the action, they get to keep the card and the points. They place the card face up in front of them. The goal of the game is to accumulate as many points as you can, and Sparkle Muffin's card is worth 7 points, which is a lot. The attack card that Bob played on Sparkle Muffin only lasts for 1 turn, so Sparkle Muffin can now place it in the discard pile. This also means that our turtle friend disappears. George now appears as it is his turn. He picks from the easy pile and gets an action card. It instructs him to act like a stick. George wants the points, so he acts like a stick while his friends stare at him in silence. They approve. He places the action card on the table, earning him the points. After that wonderful demonstration, you may be wondering how you win the game. Once any player collects 7 action cards on the table in front of them, the game is over. However, they did not necessarily win. Every player should find the point values listed at the top of their action cards and add them all up. Whoever has the most points is the winner, and is allowed to impose mandatory fun on any players by making them play again. Sparkle Muffin is the winner of this round. As a recap, on your turn, you should play a magic or attack card if you choose, draw a card from any pile unless your pile choice is restricted by a card. If you get an action card, you should either do the action and get the points, or play a panic card to get out of it. And if you don't get an action card, you should put the card in your hand. Some additional rules are, you should never have over 6 cards in your hand. You really shouldn't photograph or record anything unless everyone has already agreed, because it has the potential to destroy the purpose of this game. And lastly, some cards may require outside materials or something, so be creative. If you don't have a pencil and paper, for instance, draw on a device, or with a stick in the ground. Figure something out, be creative, or else you can't keep the card and the points. Thank you for watching and enjoy mandatory fun. Or don't. It's mandatory that you play, so it doesn't really matter.